Ever get that feeling you're being watched? The sense that a pair of smart, unseen eyes are tracking your every move from above? Well, what if I told you that getting on the bad side of those eyes could make you an enemy for life? Not just their life, their children's lives, and their children's children's lives. This isn't the plot of a thriller. It's the chilling documented reality of one of the planet's most intelligent and unsettlingly grudge-holding animals, the crow. These birds, draped in midnight black feathers, don't just see us, they recognize us. They judge us. And they never, ever forget. We're not just talking about simple memory here. We're talking about a culture of hatred, a vendetta so strong it can be passed from one generation to the next. A murder culture. For years, scientists suspected crows had these incredible cognitive abilities. But one landmark experiment didn't just prove it, it showed the terrifying depth of a crow's grudge. It all started at the University of Washington, and the plan was simple: create an enemy. Wildlife biologist Professor John Marsluff wanted to know, just how well do crows know us? So he and his team designed a beautifully simple, yet profoundly revealing experiment. Researchers put on a distinctive, dangerous caveman mask. While wearing this mask, they trapped, banded, and released 7 American crows. The experience was brief and the birds weren't hurt, but it was designed to be negative and, most importantly, unforgettable. The results were immediate and dramatic. When the researchers walked through campus later wearing that same caveman mask, the air erupted with aggressive, frantic caws. The crows didn't just run or fly away, they mobbed. They dive-bombed the masked figure, their calls acting like a 5-alarm fire for every other crow nearby. This wasn't just fear, it felt personal. Just to be sure, the team added a control. They wore a different, neutral mask, the face of then Vice President Dick Cheney. While wearing the Cheney mask, the researchers just walked around peacefully. The crows' reaction? Absolutely nothing. They couldn't have cared less. The message was clear as day. The crows weren't mad at people. They were furious, with one specific individual face. They had their enemy, and the grudge was born. But the grudge didn't stop with the original 7, not by a long shot. Soon, Professor Marsluff, in his caveman disguise, was being scolded and mobbed by dozens of birds. During one walk, a staggering 47 of the 53 crows he came across dive-bombed him. This is the crow's murder culture in action. The birds were engaging in what's known as social learning. In other words, they were gossiping. When the original 7 crows saw the dangerous face, they would sound their specific, frantic alarm calls. Other crows nearby, seeing and hearing this panic, quickly learned to associate the mask with danger, even though they were never harmed themselves. The knowledge spread through the flock like a virus, and the fear became communal. This ability to learn from others is a key survival trick, and crows practice it with a chilling ritual some call a funeral. When a crow finds one of its own has died, it doesn't just fly off. It calls out, and soon, other crows gather around the body. They aren't mourning like we do. They're investigating. They study the scene, trying to figure out what caused the death: a predator, a disease, a dangerous place. It's a macabre classroom, where the dead teach the living how to avoid the same fate. That information is then shared across their social network, ensuring the whole community learns the harsh lesson. Here's where it gets truly mind-bending. The grudge lasted for years. Years after the initial trappings, with no more negative encounters, the crows on campus still despised the caveman mask. The number of crows mobbing the masked figure actually doubled in the first few years. This is where the idea of a generational grudge becomes undeniable fact. The average wild crow lives for about 7 or 8 years, so after a decade, most of the original birds were gone. Yet, the vendetta lived on. The hate outlived the haters. The knowledge was passed down through cultural transmission. It works like this. Young crows, hatched years after the experiment started, would see their parents and the rest of the flock erupt into a frenzy at the sight of that one specific face. They watch, they listen, and they learn. From the moment they can fly, they're taught who the enemy is. The enemy of their parents becomes their enemy. They don't need to experience the trauma themselves. The story of the danger is passed down, becoming part of their shared culture. The experiment continued for an incredible 17 years. By 2023, the intense scolding had finally started to fade. This suggests the memory has a limit, but it confirms a staggering reality. The grudge had outlived most, if not all, of the crows who started it. The hatred had become a tradition. So what's going on inside that bird brain? A lot, it turns out. Crows are among the most intelligent animals on the planet, with cognitive abilities that rival primates. Their brain-to-body size ratio is comparable to a chimpanzee's. When a crow sees a face it associates with danger, PET scans show its brain lights up in regions similar to the human amygdala, our center for fear and emotional memory. For a crow, recognizing a face is both a visual and a deeply emotional experience. This brain power isn't just for holding grudges. New Caledonian crows are famous for making tools, like crafting hooks from twigs to pull insects out of logs. In Japan, crows learn to drop tough nuts onto roads, waiting for cars to crack them open, and then retrieving the meal when the crosswalk light stops traffic. These are traditions that have persisted for decades, passed on through observation. But this incredible intelligence is a double-edged sword. The same brain that allows a crow to hold a 17-year grudge also allows it to hold gratitude. There are countless stories of crows forming bonds with people who feed them, leaving behind small, shiny gifts like pebbles, bottle caps, or bits of glass. They use the same powers of recognition to distinguish friends from foes. This incredible and, let's be honest, slightly terrifying intelligence is happening in the skies all around us. It forces us to rethink the line we draw between animal instinct and intelligent culture. What's the most amazing or unnerving thing you've ever seen a crow do? Let us know in the comments below. The culture of the crow is a stark reminder that we aren't the only species with complex social lives, with memories, and with history. Their ability to pass down knowledge transforms a simple grudge into a living legacy. So the next time you see a crow watching you, remember, it's not just looking, it's remembering, and its children will be listening.